have such difficulties, the families have such challenges.
It's a story gaining national attention, first exposed last night by Target 8, a lawsuit filed against a major West Michigan adoption agency. Parents claim they were deceived about the health of the child they were adopting, saying that their son has developmental problems and fetal alcohol syndrome. 24-Hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia working a new angle on this story tonight. Tony?
Brian, a Jenison psychologist tells us she works with 10 families dealing with fetal alcohol effects every year. She says most of the affected children are adopted, and most of the time their parents did not know at the time of the adoption.
It's heartbreaking to see the kids, but also to see the families, because the entire family unit is so affected.
But how soon can you tell there's a problem?
It's tough. At infancy, it can be very difficult to identify unless you have a child who has severe brain damage. The vast majority, however, don't get identified until at least between the ages of about 3 to 7 years old.
In a federal lawsuit, a Virginia couple claims they were deceived by Grand Rapids-based Bethany Christian Services. Chip and Julie Harshaw say there were signs that the child they were adopting had medical issues. But they say a Bethany employee told them a doctor associated with Bethany had examined the child. The parents say the exam never happened. Psychologist Tracy Krieger and Bethany Adoption Services Director Chris Fossey agree that with international adoptions, it is tough to get accurate information on certain topics.
There's so many things that affect how a child develops in utero. The pregnancy, the prenatal care, the prenatal nutrition, even the stressors during pregnancy. A mom who's particularly stressed, for example, that baby gets bathed in those stress hormones even before it's born, and all of that affects that developing child. We don't have that information generally. If we did, we would certainly pass it along to a family.
Krieger says families adopting internationally need to make sure they're educated about the possible health issues their children could face.
Because in terms of the parenting efforts that are involved, it's just phenomenal. It requires just 10 times the amount of time, the amount of effort, the amount of energy, and over a much longer period of time in that child's life.
Bethany representatives we talked to today aren't talking specifics about the suit, but the Adoption Services Director says protocol is to encourage parents to forward medical information to a doctor before an adoption happens. She also says parents are notified if they're looking to adopt from an area like Eastern Europe where children are more likely to have been exposed to alcohol.